All right, good evening. Texas Storm Chasers Buddy and Chief David Reimer. It's 6:04 on the 8th of January 2022. We've got a new tornado warning. This is going to be for northwestern Liberty County in southeast Texas. Let's get some bearings here. It's going to be well northwest of Liberty. This is northeast of the Houston Metro. This is east of Interstate 69. This is northwest, well northwest of the Golden Triangle and Beaumont. This is going to be a possible tornado developing southeast of Cleveland, Texas, near Plum Grove. This is with a thunderstorm moving northeast at about 30 miles per hour, and the tornado warning will go through 6:30 p.m. Let me go ahead and make sure we've got all of our labels on the screen. We're good to go. All right, so again, this is a thunderstorm showing strong indications of producing a tornado. Let's switch over from the how hard it's raining mode to the which way the wind's blowing mode. And you can see we've definitely got a good velocity couplet showing up. Definitely one of the better signatures we've seen over the last hour and this afternoon. This will be about 1 to 2 miles northeast of Plum Grove, Texas, moving to the northeast at 30 miles per hour. On present trajectory, this will stay east of the city of Cleveland. If you are in the city of Cleveland on Highway 59, you are not in this tornado warning. You are west of the tornado warning. You're not in the polygon. Rayburn, which is located at the very top left of this polygon, you are in the tornado warning, and you need to take your tornado safety precautions. In terms of folks actually in the tornado warning, let's see. It's not a densely populated area. We're talking about rural sections of northwestern Liberty counties, including Tarkington Prairie. So again, if you are east of Cleveland on Highway 105 and on Highway 321, near Plum Grove, all the way northeast up to 105 from east of Cleveland to west of Highway, that's going to be Highway 146, I believe. I'm going to double check, and I am correct. This is a tornado warning. Again, we'll switch over to the how hard it's raining mode, and you can definitely see a well-organized thunderstorm. As we look at the turn the telestration on, you can see we've got a well-defined inflow notch. This is where we have warm, unstable air being sucked in to the thunderstorm by the parent updraft. This hook echo, you see, well-defined hook echo at that, is the backside of the circulation known as a rear flank downdraft. That's where you have strong northwest westerly winds coming on the backside of the thunderstorm, helping to wrap up and increase the circulation on this thunderstorm. Switch over to the which way the wind's blowing mode, and you can see winds in the red, colors in the red are winds blowing towards the Houston weather radar, which is located near Dickinson on Interstate 45 on the south side of the Houston Metro. Winds moving into the storm at about 30 to 40 miles per hour. You've got winds moving away at about 40 miles an hour, so about a 80 mile per hour gate-to-gate circulation, a very strong indication of low-level circulation at that. So this is why we now have a tornado warning for northwestern Liberty County in southeast Texas until 6:30 p.m. this evening. Again, this does not include the city of Cleveland. This does not include the city of Liberty. This is northwest of the earlier tornado warning storm that produced a couple of tornadoes, in fact, one near I was going to say La Platte. I don't think it's La Platte. Tornado near LaPorte, southwest of Baytown, and then we had a tornado southwest of Dickens earlier. We had a brief tornado very near the Loop 8, actually, on just south of Intercontinental Airport. There's some video going around of that, but for now, this is the only tornado warning we have in the state. And again, we're not expecting long-lived significant tornadoes with these types of storms today. We're expecting relatively brief spin-up tornadoes that can produce a quick couple of minutes of damage before the tornadoes lift. And again, it does not matter if a tornado is down for 1 minute, 30 minutes. It does not matter if it is a weak tornado, a strong tornado, and it doesn't matter if it's day or night. You need to take these situations seriously. If you're in the tornado warning polygon, which is this red box right here, you need to take action. If you're not in this red shaded polygon, you don't need to take action. It's as simple as that. So again, tornado warning for northwestern Liberty County, a section of it, over mainly rural areas. This does not include Splendora. This does not include Cleveland. This does not include the city of Liberty, which is way southeast of this circulation. We're talking a good, 20 miles almost. Doesn't include Hardin. Doesn't include Dayton Lakes. It includes this section of Highway 105 and Highway 321, east of Cleveland, west of Highway 146. So again, it's a mainly rural area, but we know folks live out here. I'm going to go ahead and put some names on the streets. Again, you've got Highway 321, you've got Highway 105. You've got a lot of county roads out here, that's for sure. You've got County Road 2285. You've got Farm to Market 2518. County Road 2281. Again, this is a relatively rural area, but people live out here. It may not be many people, but guess what? People are people. At least until the crazy robots take over. But again, that's what's going on. Turning on the radar, you can see we've got a well-defined storm reflectivity signature. It doesn't take a meteorologist or a weather weenie to see a hook echo, where the winds are coming on the backside of the thunderstorm. Heading to the northeast at about 30 miles an hour, a broad circulation, but one capable of producing a tornado nevertheless. This is a pretty good circulation. You can see we're starting to see some enhancement of the velocity data. And again, I don't want to get too bogged down on exactly where a tornado may be. I don't want to get too specific. But again, you can see we've now got winds heading towards the radar at about 51, winds heading away at 60, so winds are now increasing up to 110 miles per hour gate to gate, indicating we do likely have a tornado either in progress or attempting to develop at this time. I do not see a tornado debris signature, which I'm not going to show you on screen, but I'm looking at a different radar product off screen. But we do indeed have the potential, if not likelihood, of a developing tornado now, very near highway, about maybe a mile west of Highway 321, south of Highway 105. I'm going to try and turn on a couple more roads. This is going to be near County Road 301 North, coming up onto Highway 321. This is going to be southeast of Cleveland, coming up, moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. Again, this does not include the city of Cleveland. The storm's moving away from the city of Cleveland. If you're in Plum Grove, this is now northeast of you, but I'd give it a few more minutes just in case we have Plum Grove addresses a little farther northeast. This circulation is coming up to County Road 301 North and Highway 321 in the next 2 to 3 minutes, capable of producing a tornado, if not already one in progress. Pretty good velocity signature showing up right now, indicative that there could definitely be a tornado in progress. Being after dark, it's going to be even more difficult to see visually if there's a tornado, unless tornado hits power lines or we see what's called power lines arcing or power flashes or something illuminated by lightning. But even then, we don't want folk going outside looking for the darn thing. It's after dark at 6:15. It could be wrapped in rain. It's moving northeast at 30 miles an hour, and oh yeah, you've got trees that kind of obscure the views. So again, this is the only tornado warning we have in the state of Texas right now. We've got other showers and thunderstorms, but I mean, by far, this one's the most organized, and it doesn't take meteorologists to see why. We've got a screaming flying eagle hook off this thunderstorm. Latest scan just came in. We'll see what it does with the velocity data. In fact, we'll switch back over now and see if we have any new velocity data. A new scan will be coming in just a second. And again, we'll switch over to correlation coefficient. I don't see any indications of debris being lofted off the radar product, which is a good thing, but again, this thing could produce a brief tornado at any time. We'll see what the latest radar velocity scan comes in. This one's about 3 minutes old, so again, 3 minutes ago, this is what it looked like. Storm's moving northeast at 30, so it's probably coming up closer to Highway 321 at this time. So if you are northeast of Plum Grove, 7 miles, well, at this point, it's 6:13 p.m., possible tornado located 7 miles southeast of Cleveland, 7 miles northeast of Plum Grove, moving northeast at 25 miles an hour, so it slowed down just a teensy bit. This does include Rayburn, which is at the very northeast side of this polygon. So it's a rural area, but that's okay. We still care about y'all. This is going to be east of Cleveland, west of Highway 146, moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. Those of you between Highway 146 and the east side of Cleveland, you need to be in your safe place, especially if you were near Highway 105 and within, frankly, 10 miles of Highway 105. So again, that's what's going on right now. Well-defined reflectivity signature. Moving northeast at 25 miles an hour. Now, I'm hopeful this won't stick around too long because, frankly, these have not been long-lived circulations today. We've seen these stick around for maybe 10 to 15 minutes and then really just die off. So hopefully we'll be able to get rid of this within 15 minutes. But you know what? We're going to be here as long as we need to be here. Let's switch over to a different product. This is the which way the wind's blowing mode. Switch over to that. And you can see circulation very near Highway 321, probably within 2 or 3 miles of County Roads 301 and 2281, moving northeast. It'll be crossing over County Road 2285 within the next 5 to 10 minutes, if not sooner, and eventually crossing over Highway 105 shortly thereafter, a bit to the northeast. Again, no ground confirmation of a tornado in progress at this time, but it's a pretty good-looking circulation, and we have to respect that. And respect the fact these storms have a history of producing brief tornadoes today. The latest scan that just came in off the NexRad site. As I continue to analyze some data on other monitors. I got 7 to 8 monitors around me if you're wondering what I'm looking at, so please don't take offense if I'm not looking directly into the camera at all times. I'm just maintaining situational awareness. Some might say that's a good thing, some might just call me a nerd or a weather weenie, and all three apply. So, okay, here's the latest velocity scan, circulation. If there's a tornado down, again, it's probably between Highway 321 and Highway 105, coming up on County Road 2285. Between 321 and 105. So again, this is a mainly rural area. We do know there are residences out here, and we encourage those folks to be in a safe place as this dangerous thunderstorm progresses through your area. We'll look at correlation coefficient. This is just a way of looking to see if the radar is detecting debris, and it is not. We'd be looking for a blue donut within the mass surrounded by red. And frankly, the velocity circulation, while organized, is relatively broad. We'll go ahead and I'm going to measure something I want you to look at. It's about a 4-mile wide circulation showing up on the radar site right now. So we'd be more concerned, especially if that started to tighten up and we were able to narrow that down to within a few miles. But at this point, the circulation is rather broad aloft. So that being said, this is certainly capable of producing a brief tornado at any time. It may have already produced a brief tornado, but hopefully, like storms prior to it today, we're able to kind of wind the circulation down over the next 15 to 20 minutes and continue on our evening. Zooming out, we'll go ahead and turn off the super high-res radar. Let's take a look at the statewide radar. You can see we've got scattered showers and thunderstorms across the Golden Triangle, the piney woods of East Texas, extending back west into southeast Texas and the eastern Brazos Valley. The only thunderstorm of note at the moment is the tornado-warned one east of Cleveland, now by about 7 to 8, maybe 9 miles. The rest of these storms are not severe at this time, and that's the general expectation. We could see a few brief tornadoes this evening, but by far, we're just expecting your garden variety showers and thunderstorms. Although they're capable of producing heavy rain, let's be honest, heavy rain in southeast Texas is about as common as, well, pick your favorite idiom and fill in the phrase. Switch back over to the high-resolution rapid radar. We'll switch over to the how hard it's raining mode, and you can see latest scan. Hook echo in proximity of Highway 321. Inflow coming up onto Highway 105. If there's a tornado, it's likely in the vicinity of Highway 105 and Highway 321. Probably coming up onto County Road 2285. We're talking many miles east of Cleveland. We'll go ahead and measure that out. From the center of Cleveland at Highway 59, we're talking probably about 8 to 9 miles east of Cleveland, moving away from town, so this is not a threat to the city of Cleveland. This storm's moving northeast at 25 to 30 miles per hour. And so, there really aren't any towns included in the warning out here. I'm curious as to why my radar data off screen is not updating while the radar data on this screen y'all are looking at is updating. It's usually the other way around. But that's okay because I just switched sources. Redundancy, it's a fun aspect of life. So, those of y'all east of Cleveland, 10 miles or so, could have a brief tornado at any time. Storm moving northeast at 25 miles per hour. Once we get past Highway 105 east, we'll continue in relatively rural areas. The circulation may come closer to Rayburn and may pass just south of Romeyer, and then eventually crossing over Highway 146. We do note there's some flooding reported on Highway 146 around Highway 787. Some street flooding's been reported. So, a lot of heavy rain. We do know several inches of rain. So, in addition to dealing with the threat of a brief tornado, we know there's some street flooding. Streams and creeks, roadside bar ditches are running full. So, we'll have to keep an eye on that threat as well. In fact, it looks like a flash flood warning's just been issued for that. So, we'll make sure that is on the screen. And in fact, it has. You can see we now have a flash flood warning for the same areas we have a tornado warning. So this will be a flash flood warning through 8:15, including Rye, Tarkington, and Tarkington Prairie. 5 to 8 inches of rain has fallen in this general area. So again, 5 to 8 inches is quite significant, and an additional 2 inches is possible just as this single thunderstorm moves over those same areas. So in addition to dealing with the threat of a brief tornado, we're dealing with flooding in these areas due to very heavy rainfall of 5 to 8 inches, which, let's also be matter of fact, it's southeast Texas. Usually if we're talking about tornadoes, there's flooding in the mix too. So again, this is a thunderstorm capable of producing a brief tornado. That'll be coming up onto Highway 106 soon. And as we take a look, you can see Hook Echo now on or a bit just east of Highway 1, or excuse me, east of Highway 321. Switch over to the which way the wind's blowing mode. You see, we're kind of seeing a bit of a discrepancy here between the velocity data and where the hook is. I'm going to show you, I'm going to go ahead and go a little nerdy here. So that's where the velocity data would suggest we have the strongest rotation. Check out where the hook is, though. So there's a couple things that could be happening here. One, we're just actually seeing the area of rotation on radar, and the rear flank downdraft, which contains precipitation, also known as the hook, is just a little farther to the west. Or two, we're actually seeing the thunderstorm produce some outflow, and that's resulting in the radar's interpretation of a circulation being displaced a little to the east of the hook echo. If that's the case, then in all likelihood we have the storm trying to go a little outflow dominant, which would reduce the threat of a tornado. If it's the first solution, well, we have a tornado warning for a reason. So, with that being said, that's a little bit of nerdy Davis knowledge that no one wanted to know, but hey, you know what? It's okay. So, again, we'll have to see if this storm's trying to go a bit outflow dominant. It may have pushed out some rain cooled air that is trying to disrupt the surface circulation, and hopefully that's the case. If so, we'll be able to get rid of this tornado warning within the next 7 minutes when it officially expires at 6:30 p.m. By the way, those of you who have watched us for a while on social media or our coverage over the years may notice we have a new upper third banner. Let me know what you think about that. I'm kind of proud of it. But again, we have a lot of exciting things coming in 2022, or as I'm just going to call it, 2022, because I refuse to repeat anything that makes things sound like 2020. So again, we have a lot of exciting things coming. We've added some more folks over the winter. We have a lot of chasers on the team. We have meteorologists on the team. Jason Cooley and Trey Greenwood are meteorologists, both with degrees from the University of Oklahoma. We have great storm chasers. We have Adam Lucio, Ben McCone, Chelsea Burnett, Alex Bartholomew, Jenny Brown. I think I said Jenny Brown already. I'm trying to go through a list of names mentally, and I'm going to get yelled out of my chat, but I'm going to do this. Let's see, Alex Bartholomew, Adam Lucio, You've got Jenny Brown, Ben McCone, Stephen Jones, Chelsea Burnett, Paige Burris. Yeah, we have a lot of people. And the fact if I miss someone's name is not a indication that I am trying to shun them. It's just, well, me and names don't go particularly well. So I'll nevertheless be chastised later. So we have a lot of exciting things coming this year. We're especially excited about the Texas Storm Chasers YouTube channel. That seems to be where we're going to be experiencing a majority of our growth this year. We have a lot of fun projects planned with that. And those of you who have followed us on YouTube and subscribed to us on YouTube, thank you. We're really excited about all of that. And as you may have noticed over the last several months, we've definitely been adding a lot of awesome video content, and that is definitely going to continue, including live video content as we get into the spring tornado season. So let's go ahead. Let's switch products here. We're going to go back to the how or which way the wind is blowing mode. And again, we do have a broad circulation coming up onto Highway 105 now. This is east of Highway 321. If you are west of Highway 321, you are cleared to go. You're safe, you're good. The storm's east and moving away at 25 miles an hour. If you are on Highway 105 in proximity of 2050 or 2518 or 2285, you need to be in a safe place now, and you should have been for a while. After that, this circulation, should it persist, will continue moving to the northeast, coming up to County Road 2252 in a relatively rural area. I'm going to go ahead and get some of these neighborhood names. And folks, even if I don't specifically say your names, I want you to understand you need to treat the storm seriously. And if I recall correctly, we were talking about this neighborhood earlier. We were, yeah. You've got the Cypress Lake Addition, Sour Lake Road off Highway 105. Y'all need to be in a safe place. This circulation will likely stay a bit to your west, but nevertheless, just in case we have a little bit of a deviation, the storm's movement, you need to take it cautiously. Eventually, the circulation will be coming up to County Road 2164, County Road 2185. I understand we're talking about pretty rural areas here, which is why we're naming a lot of names. So again, we're talking, for those who have just joined us, good evening. I'm David Reimer at the Texas Storm Chasers. It's 6:27 on the 8th of January 2022. We've got a tornado warning about 12 miles east of the city of Cleveland in northwestern Liberty County in southeast Texas. This is well northeast of Houston, well northwest of Beaumont, and does not include the city of Cleveland, does not include the city of Liberty. We've got plenty of showers and storms across southeast Texas, the piney woods of East Texas this evening. Most of them by far are just your garden variety storms producing some heavy rain, which we need. We're going into drought across this part of the state, but we are keeping an eye out for a low threat for a couple of brief tornadoes. Is Plum Grove clear? Yes, Plum Grove is clear. This tornado warning is east of Cleveland, west of Moss Hill. It technically expires at 6:30, and I don't know if they're going to extend it. If they do not, we'll go ahead and terminate our live coverage, but keep an eye on it and return if necessary. All of y'all can keep an eye on the storms across Texas, across the country, whether it be rain, snow, sleet, or ice, with the Texas Storm Chasers Interactive Weather Radar on our website at texasstormchasers.com/radar or on our free mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers in your Google Play Store or Apple App Store. You can watch our live coverage in our app as well. All our videos go in there. You've got access to our rapid update feed, which has some of the most updated information out there. And now I'm just keeping an eye out on some chats. again, I have 7 monitors around me, and one day I'll do a video on this, probably for our Patreon folks initially, just to show them what the setup looks like. But normally we've got 4 to 5 monitors going behind me. I've got 8 in front of me. So it goes without saying, this office room has its own air conditioning unit for a reason. So, all right, and there we go. No more tornado warning. It looks like the Weather Service in Houston has allowed the tornado warning for Liberty County to expire. I think they're going to put a severe thunderstorm warning in its place and keep a close eye on it in case the circulation starts to ramp up again. But again, we'll keep an eye on it. No more tornado warning. We have no tornado warnings in the state of Texas at this time. If for some reason we do have another tornado warning, which is possible, we'll keep an eye on it in case the storm intensifies again. We'll be back, but otherwise, here's a look across Texas. We've got some showers and storms in southeast Texas, most of which are not severe. We'll be here keeping an eye through the event throughout the evening, and again, if there's a tornado warning anywhere in the state of Texas, we'll be back live streaming Texas Storm Chasers Interactive Weather Radar on our website and in our mobile app, texasstormchasers.com/radar. I'm David Reimer with the Texas Storm Chasers. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back if necessary. Otherwise, y'all have a great evening. God bless.